Hello to all our subscribers and welcome to any new subscribers. Rod and I recently returned from a trip that took us through the Kalahari, all the way up the Skeleton Coast to the mouth of the Kaneni, into Angola for 3 weeks, back into Namibia and into Botswana. When we returned, we literally spent about a week cleaning the inside of the car. Subsequent to that, Rod spent a lot of time on the mechanicals of the car, and one of the areas he was most concerned about was our air filter. He'd noticed that there was dust in the filter. We had, of course, as we went along, cleaned the filter. We've got a compressor. Rod, after a huge amount of research, decided we were going to replace the Toyota filters in the car with a Donaldson, and this will take you through the process. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be releasing more videos about our adventures. The next one is going to be our adventure through the Skeleton Coast, which was absolutely fabulous. Rod, what are you up to?
So today I'm going to take out this LandCruiser standard filter. We found that with some of the dirt roads we're driving on, we're getting a lot of dust that's getting through into the engine. So we're going to put in a Donaldson filter today. So I'm just going to take this filter out, and then we're going to put the Donaldson in, which I did a lot of research on YouTube. And there'll be a couple of links below which you can have a look at that. And I believe this is what they use in Australia, which is absolutely fantastic filter for the cruisers. So what I wanted to do is show you how much dust is actually getting through into the motor. And if you look here, if I rub my finger, you can see the dust that's getting through into the motor. So hopefully with the Donaldson filter we don't get this dust coming through. It's either getting through the sides here, or it's actually going through this filter.
But this filter looks nice and clean.
It's brand new.
That explains it.
Right. So now I need to get this thing out of here.
Our cruiser clocked over to 200,000 Ks while we were in Botswana a couple of months ago. So she's not even a middle-aged lady yet. But Rod is absolutely meticulous. He keeps the engine as clean as possible. We've got things like these pre-filters which filter the fuel. Rod, are these for filtering?
Yes, those are filters that filter after the Toyota filters, which are far better than a Toyota filter. And it takes out the water and everything. And
all the gunk that one can find in fuel in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are we doing? Oh, you've got a big hole in your engine.
Yeah, so this is the thing that doesn't fit properly. So with this Donaldson filters, what I did was I actually phoned Donaldson South Africa, and they put me onto Kenny from Filtration and Transmission Specialists, who's one of their agents in South Africa. They're out Stormwell Way, and we can leave a link for you where you can contact Kenny. I must say, fantastic service from those guys. Answered all my questions. So yeah, give Kenny a ring if you want to look at putting one of these in your motor car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up and let's get this filter out, and let's have a look at installing it. So here we've got the instructions. Right, let's unpack what we got in here. So let's have a look. Here's this stunning looking filter, and this filter is far better than the standard cruiser filter because it's actually a very strong type of plastic, and it doesn't when it gets hot it doesn't actually get soft and where the dust can get past like on the LandCruiser filters. And here's our brackets that we're going to use to put in the vehicle with the filter. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to assemble this.
That's
right, so we unpack these, all the nuts and screws they've given us, and it's all stainless steel, which is fantastic. That is that tells us when the filter is actually full, and then we can change the filter. Yeah, and then we got some stickers.
And some gloves.
And some nice gloves to work with.
What you got?
So out of the packet I'm starting off, we got a little goodie that goes in this hole here, which is actually just close that hole for the water not to get into the air cleaner.
That would be a good plan, especially in this cruiser. It's already been drowned once.
Yeah, so let's just have a look at the filter inside. So this is actually quite easy to open. And this is the air filter. So in here, if you compare that, all of these here are separate. So the air goes in here and then it's coming out on the inside here. So this is a much bigger area than the normal standard Toyota air filter. So that's what the air filter looks like. Yes, they are more expensive than a standard air filter, and that's the box. So we shall now assemble.
It all looks like quality stuff.
Yeah, it seems very good quality. So after maybe 10,000 Ks, we'll have a good look how the filter came out and see how it's working, and then we can report back to everybody on how it's working.
So Rod, just to clarify, we haven't been sponsored by Donaldson, but they did support us with...
Yeah, they gave us an extra filter because we're going to put this information on YouTube channel out there.
And we're going to test it.
And we're going to test it and report back to everybody how it's actually working.
Great, thanks.
Okay, so that's right. That's right. Okay, so I can tighten all these bolts up. What I found is that the people who actually put the Safari snorkel on didn't get the rubber connection between the actual air filter and the snorkel on correctly. So we were actually pulling dust still from the front wheel. So it just shows you these guys out there just don't do the job properly. Anyway, we've got this all sorted now, and we're going to put this filter into the car, get it all bolted in, and then yeah, we're going to connect it up.
How are we doing, Rod?
Right, so we've got it in. Bit of a job here with the connection to this Ironman snorkel, but we've got it in, and yeah, we're making progress. We're just going to finish off now, and then we're all done.
Alrighty. Rod, while you're finishing up, I've noticed there's a device on this filter.
Yes, now that device tells us what the condition of the filter is. So as time goes on, it starts to have a red line that comes up, which tells us then that, eventually it says, please change the filter. So we can then change the filter.
Great, thank you. So that was it. It wasn't quite as easy as we thought it would be. Our biggest issues were not to do with the Donaldson. The biggest issues we had were in terms of the original fitment of our Ironman air system, the snorkel.
Which was fitted by somebody else.
Which was definitely fitted by someone else. Yeah, so we both learned something today. But we're certainly looking forward to many happy miles of safe traveling with our new Donaldson filter.